Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel Expensive Coins, the place where we uncover the most valuable and sought-after treasures in the coin collecting market. If you love history, hidden gems, and the thrill of turning pocket change into fortune, make sure to like, subscribe, and also share this video. Today, we are diving into three fascinating coins, the United States half-dollar coins from 1980, 1995, and 1996. These are not just ordinary coins. In their rare silver-sided forms, or even when found in dirty, well-circulated condition, they have become major players in the world of numismatics. The half-dollar holds a special place in American history. For decades, it has carried the image of President John F. Kennedy, serving both as a tribute and as one of the most iconic coin designs of the modern era. Though many people overlook half-dollars in circulation, collectors know that certain years, mint marks, and varieties can be worth far more than 50 cents. Some of these pieces have even crossed into the realm of hundreds or thousands of dollars at auctions. Today, prepare yourself for a story unlike any other, because we are diving into the mysterious, legendary, and unbelievably valuable 1980 half-dollar silver coin from the United States of America. To many, this coin looks like nothing more than the Kennedy half-dollar that slipped through millions of hands during the late 20th century. But hidden within a select few of these coins lies something so extraordinary that owning just one can make you a millionaire overnight. The year 1980 was already a historic time in America, an era marked by change, transition, and the promise of new beginnings. On its coinage, the U.S. continued to honor John F. Kennedy, one of the most beloved presidents in history. His profile, etched into the obverse of the half-dollar, symbolized not only his legacy but also America's determination to immortalize its heroes. Yet while most 1980 Kennedy half-dollars were struck in standard copper-nickel, a small and ultra-rare fraction found themselves minted in silver. These are the treasures that collectors whisper about, the ones that have crossed into the world of the unimaginable. At first glance, you may think the 1980 half-dollar is just like the rest. But hold it under the light, and the gleam of silver reveals itself. Unlike the duller luster of copper-nickel, silver reflects with a brilliance that feels alive. It shines with a richness that captivates the eye, an aura that makes it instantly recognizable to the trained collector. Those who stumble upon this beauty unknowingly might think they have found a simple half-dollar, yet what they are holding could be worth millions of dollars in today's market. Why so much value, you ask? The answer lies in rarity and demand. The U.S. Mint had ceased regular silver circulation coinage after 1970, which makes a 1980 silver strike a complete anomaly, a miracle of minting, a coin that was never supposed to exist. These rare survivors, possibly mint errors, special strikes, or experimental pieces, are so few in number that spotting one is like winning the cosmic lottery. Their rarity is unmatched, and their existence is proof that numismatics can still surprise us even in modern times. But rarity alone is not the only key to value. The story behind the coin elevates it to legendary status. A Kennedy half-dollar in 1980 already carried immense sentimental weight. To millions, Kennedy represented hope, inspiration, and a vision for a brighter America. To see his image struck on precious silver during a decade when such coins were no longer issued adds an aura of mystique. It is as though the coin itself is a secret monument, a hidden tribute crafted for only the rarest few to discover. Now picture this. You open an old box of coins inherited from a family member. Inside, among the ordinary nickels and pennies, lies a half-dollar that feels heavier, shinier, different. You take it to a collector, only to be told that what you hold isn't worth 50 cents, it's worth millions. That moment, that realization, has turned ordinary people into millionaires overnight. This is not a fantasy. This is the reality of the 1980 silver half-dollar. Auction houses tremble when such a coin surfaces. Collectors from across the globe vie for the chance to own it. Bidding wars erupt, prices climb to unimaginable heights, and by the time the hammer falls, a coin that once bought half a sandwich is now worth more than entire estates. This is the magic of numismatics, and few coins embody it as strongly as the 1980 silver half-dollar. Beyond its monetary value, it is a coin of art and craftsmanship. On the obverse, Kennedy's profile is strong yet elegant, his features carefully chiseled into silver. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle spreads its wings with majesty, clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbols of strength and peace. In silver, every detail bursts into life, the feathers of the eagle, the lines of Kennedy's hair, the brilliance of the mirrored fields. It is not just a coin, It is a piece of art frozen in time. Collectors who own this coin often say they feel a sense of destiny about it. To them, it is not just wealth, but history entrusted into their care. It represents both a reminder of America's past and a gateway into unimaginable futures. And with each year that passes, the coin only grows rarer, its legend stronger, and its value higher. There is also something deeply symbolic about the year 1980 itself. It was a turning point for America, a time of transition from one era to another. To have a silver half-dollar minted in that year is like holding a token of change itself, a bridge between the past and the future, a sign that extraordinary things can emerge even when you least expect them. Imagine the awe of showing this coin to another collector. Their breath catches, their voice drops to a whisper, and they look at you with envy and respect. Owning this coin places you in the highest ranks of numismatics, among those who have found the treasures others spend lifetimes searching for. The prestige alone is priceless. And yet, it is not only collectors who admire it. Investors see in this coin a fortress of value. Silver itself is a precious metal, and combined with the historical rarity of this half-dollar, it creates an investment that can only grow. Unlike paper assets, this is something you can hold, something tangible, something eternal. Its weight in your palm is the weight of security, wealth, and promise. Stories circulate of people unknowingly spending such treasures. A silver half-dollar handed over at a diner, lost forever into circulation. These tales serve as cautionary warnings. Never underestimate the coins in your pocket. One wrong move, and you might trade $1 million fortune for a cup of coffee. The 1980 silver half-dollar is more than a coin, it is a phenomenon. It sparks curiosity, fuels dreams, and keeps collectors searching. It proves that hidden treasures still exist, that even modern coinage holds secrets waiting to be discovered. It is the very embodiment of mystery, wealth, and destiny combined. Think of the millions of ordinary 1980 half-dollars that exist today. They sit in drawers, jars, and wallets, unnoticed. Yet among them, one rare silver strike could be hiding, waiting for someone sharp-eyed and lucky enough to discover it. That possibility keeps the hunt alive, keeps the passion burning in every collector's heart. Every detail of this coin matters. Its shine, its weight, the way it feels in your fingers. It is heavier than ordinary, cooler to the touch, more alive with brilliance. These small differences are the clues that separate a life-changing treasure from ordinary change. And so, the 1980 half-dollar silver coin continues to captivate. Its story is written not just in metal, but in the lives it transforms. It is wealth, history, art, and destiny all bound into one small disc of silver. If you find one, do not sell it cheaply. Do not let its true worth slip away. Guard it carefully, because it has the power to change your fortune overnight. What you hold in your hand is not simply money, it is the key to a different life, a future of abundance and prestige. This coin proves a simple truth: the rarest treasures often hide in plain sight. And if you are lucky enough to find the 1980 silver half-dollar, then fortune itself has chosen you. Next. Today, I invite you on a journey through the story of one of the most mysterious, most talked about, and most valuable treasures of American numismatics, the 1995 half-dollar silver coin. At first glance, it may appear like a regular Kennedy half-dollar that millions of Americans carried in their wallets during the 1990s. But beneath that familiar face lies something so rare, so stunning, and so utterly priceless, that just one coin could make you a millionaire overnight. The year 1995 was not especially famous in the world of coinage. By then, silver had long disappeared from regular circulation. Since 1971, the Kennedy half-dollar had been minted mainly in copper-nickel-clad compositions. Silver issues were restricted only to special collector editions. And yet, somewhere in the shadows of minting, a number of coins from 1995 were struck in pure silver, either as special releases or as rare anomalies that slipped through the cracks of production. These are the coins that collectors dream about, coins that now command values so unimaginably high that they have climbed into the millions of dollars in today's market. Holding one of these 1995 silver half-dollars is like holding a hidden chapter of American history. On the obverse, the strong, noble profile of John F. Kennedy stares forward, immortalized in fine detail. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle spreads its wings, an eternal symbol of power and pride. In silver, every detail glows with an otherworldly brilliance. It feels heavier, richer, and unlike the ordinary half-dollars that people tossed into vending machines without a second thought. The rarity of the 1995 silver half-dollar is what makes it so desirable. While the U.S. Mint did produce some collector's silver editions, the circulation quality silver strikes are so scarce that only a handful are believed to exist in pristine condition. To stumble upon one today is the equivalent of discovering buried treasure. Collectors whisper about them, dealers fight over them, and investors chase them because they know these coins are not just artifacts, they are fortunes locked in silver. Imagine the scene. An unsuspecting person discovers one of these coins in an old jar of change left behind by a grandparent. At first, it looks like any other half-dollar. But when weighed, examined, and appraised, it reveals itself to be a silver strike worth millions. That one moment, that single discovery, has the power to transform an ordinary life into one of unimaginable wealth. That is why so many collectors and treasure hunters keep their eyes sharp, because the possibility of such a find is real. The silver content itself is precious, but it is the mystery and scarcity that elevate this coin into the realm of legend. The Mint was not supposed to produce silver circulation half-dollars in 1995. So, how do these exist? Were they special proofs that slipped out? Were they Mint errors? Or were they intentional, limited strikes made for reasons lost to history? Whatever the answer, it only adds to their value. In numismatics, mystery often translates into higher prices, and this coin is the ultimate example of that truth. Auction houses tell stories of these coins fetching sums that defy imagination. A single silver 1995 half-dollar can ignite a bidding war where wealthy collectors from across the globe compete for ownership. To them, it is not just a coin, it is a masterpiece of rarity, a statement piece that says they own something that only a handful of humans on Earth will ever touch. By the time the final gavel falls, the price has soared into the millions, leaving the seller with life-changing wealth. But beyond money, this coin carries a symbolic power. The Kennedy half-dollar has always been more than just currency. Since its debut in 1964, it has been a national tribute to a fallen leader, a piece of America's soul minted in metal. The 1995 silver edition is like a hidden continuation of that tribute, shining brighter because it was never meant to be common. It is as though history itself preserved it for only the most fortunate to find. Collectors who own this coin often describe a sense of awe when holding it. Its shine feels alive, its details sharper, its weight heavier with meaning. To them, it is not just silver but destiny, an object that chooses its owner rather than the other way around. That belief adds another layer of fascination to the coin's legend. There are countless stories of missed opportunities as well. People who unknowingly spent silver half-dollars at face value, trading away fortunes for 50 cents. These cautionary tales are told again and again to remind us, check your coins carefully, because treasures can hide in plain sight. And none hide more beautifully than the 1995 silver half-dollar. For those who collect coins not just as a hobby but as an investment, the 1995 silver half-dollar is a golden, no, silver, opportunity. Its value doesn't just rest on the rarity of silver or the price of the metal. It rests on scarcity, demand, and the feverish desire of collectors who know how important it is. Unlike stocks or bonds, this is something you can hold in your hand. It is wealth you can feel, a future secured in a circle of silver. The coin is also a lesson in patience and awareness. How many millions of people handled Kennedy half-dollars in 1995? And how many of them noticed the difference? Perhaps only a few. But for those few, that difference meant the difference between an ordinary life and a millionaire's fortune. The silver glow of this coin is unmistakable once you know what to look for. It reflects with a brilliance that copper-nickel cannot match. It feels heavier in the palm, more solid, more valuable. And to the trained eye, it is instantly recognizable as a treasure. The power of this coin lies not just in its rarity but in its ability to inspire. It reminds us that hidden wealth exists all around us, that sometimes the most extraordinary fortunes are hiding in the most ordinary places. That is why collectors and dreamers alike continue to search tirelessly, hoping to uncover one of these legends for themselves. The 1995 half-dollar silver coin is more than a collectible. It is a phenomenon. It is a conversation starter, a masterpiece of design, a piece of history, and a doorway into unimaginable riches all in one. Its story grows with every passing year, and as fewer remain in pristine condition, its value only continues to climb. Think of the prestige of owning such a coin. To hold it is to hold something almost no one else on earth can claim. It is to belong to an elite circle of collectors who have touched the extraordinary. It is to walk with a piece of history in your pocket that could buy mansions, cars, and entire futures. The lesson here is simple. Never underestimate the coins you come across. Because one day, you might find yourself staring at a 1995 silver $50, and in that moment, everything will change. This coin is proof that fortune can appear when you least expect it. It shows us that history still has secrets, and that those secrets can be worth millions. It is a beacon of hope for collectors, a dream for treasure hunters, and a legend in the world of numismatics. So, if you ever find a 1995 Kennedy $50 and suspect it might be silver, do not spend it. Do not trade it away cheaply. Get it appraised, guard it, treasure it, because it could be the most valuable possession you will even. Next. Today, we are diving deep into the story of one of the most astonishing treasures in American coinage, the 1996 $50 silver coin. At first glance, it might look like any other Kennedy $50 minted in the mid-90s, a coin people spent without a second thought. But if you happen to be holding one struck in silver, you are not just holding change, you are holding a fortune worth millions in today's market. The year 1996 marked another chapter in the Kennedy $50 series. For most Americans, the coin was nothing more than 50 cents, often ignored, rarely spent, and almost forgotten as everyday currency. Yet in the hidden world of collectors and minting anomalies, the year 1996 produced a version of the $50 in silver, and that changed everything. These coins, rare and few in number, are now seen as priceless jewels of numismatic history. To understand their power, one must first appreciate the Kennedy $50's role in American culture. Introduced in 1964 to honor the fallen President John F. Kennedy, the coin quickly became a symbol of national memory, respect, and resilience. By the 1990s, the coin was already legendary, but the silver issues, particularly the elusive 1996 silver strike, carried that legend even further into the realm of myth. Unlike the ordinary copper-nickel $50 of the time, the 1996 silver edition glows with a brilliance that cannot be missed. Its surface shines with an almost mirror-like beauty, its weight feels fuller, and its edges carry the richness of real silver. This difference is not just cosmetic. It is the line that separates a coin worth 50 cents from one worth millions of dollars today. The rarity of the 1996 silver $50 comes from its scarcity. The mint did not produce silver circulation $50 for the general public that year. Silver issues were supposed to be limited only to special collector's sets. And yet, a select few of these silver beauties escaped into circulation or survived in pristine, untouched condition. That rarity alone transforms them into treasures that can command unimaginable prices at auctions. Collectors chase this coin because it is more than just silver, it is mystery, it is scarcity, it is prestige. When such a coin appears at auction, it sparks a frenzy. Wealthy collectors, investors, and museums alike compete to claim it, knowing that owning such a piece places them in a tiny circle of people who hold something the world barely knows exists. And when the gavel falls, the final price is often measured not in thousands or even hundreds of thousands, but in millions of dollars. Picture this. You stumble upon a jar of old coins at a family estate, a dusty collection forgotten over time. You pick up what seems to be just another Kennedy $50 from 1996. But upon closer inspection, it gleams differently, it weighs more heavily, and when checked by experts, it reveals itself to be silver. That very moment could be the dividing line between ordinary life and overnight fortune. That is the magic of the 1996 silver $50. It is this dreamlike possibility that drives the coin's legend. Collectors and treasure hunters alike continue to search, hoping to be the one to unearth the next piece of numismatic gold, though in this case, silver. The rarity is so extreme that every discovery feels like a miracle, every sale feels like a coronation, and every story of one found is retold again and again like folklore. The coin's design also adds to its timeless power. On the obverse, Kennedy's determined profile captures the spirit of leadership, hope, and tragedy all at once. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle spreads its wings, a reminder of freedom and pride. In silver, these designs come to life with a clarity and shine that ordinary alloys cannot achieve. The artistry itself seems more profound when struck on precious metal. For investors, the 1996 silver $50 represents more than art or history. It represents security. Its value only rises with time, as silver becomes more valuable and as fewer pristine examples remain. Unlike paper assets that fluctuate wildly, this coin carries intrinsic worth combined with rarity-driven demand, making it one of the most desirable tangible assets in the world. Stories also circulate of those who spent silver half-dollars without realizing what they had. Imagine the heartbreak of handing over a coin worth millions for a candy bar or a soda. These cautionary tales remind collectors and dreamers everywhere. Always check your change carefully, because fortunes can hide in plain sight. The mystique of the 1996 silver half-dollar is not only about wealth but about destiny. Coins like this are not just found, they are discovered, almost as if they choose their owners. To possess one is to be part of a larger story, a narrative that stretches from the halls of the U.S. Mint to the vaults of collectors worldwide. The passion for this coin is so strong that it has become a symbol of the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. It proves that something as simple as a half-dollar, overlooked and undervalued by most, can hold the potential to rewrite a person's life. Every detail of the coin reminds you of its rarity, the gleaming edge, the cool weight, the radiant shine. Collectors describe holding it as holding destiny in metal form. To them, it is not simply a coin but a miracle of minting, a silver star fallen into their hands. What makes this coin even more alluring is the fact that its true origins remain partly mysterious. Why did the mint strike so few? Were these special issues intended only for select sets, or did some slip into circulation by accident? The uncertainty fuels speculation, and speculation fuels value. One thing is certain: as time passes, the 1996 silver half-dollar only grows more desirable. The supply shrinks as examples vanish into private collections, never to be seen again, and the demand rises as new generations of collectors learn of its legend. The market value skyrockets accordingly, making this coin one of the safest yet most lucrative treasures to own. The cultural significance cannot be ignored either. The Kennedy half-dollar is tied to American identity, and a rare silver strike like this elevates it from currency to national treasure. Owning one is like owning a piece of the American story itself, a piece that has survived decades to shine brighter than ever. Auction houses that showcase this coin always describe the moment as electrifying. The atmosphere grows tense, the crowd holds its breath, and when the coin is revealed, the room fills with awe. Bidders raise their paddles with determination, and the numbers climb higher and higher until disbelief turns to applause. For collectors, the 1996 silver half-dollar is not just about possession but about legacy. It is the kind of coin you pass down to future generations, ensuring that your family's fortune and story remain tied to a piece of history. It is wealth that outlasts lifetimes. The legend of this coin also inspires dreamers everywhere. It shows that hidden fortunes exist, that the extraordinary still lurks within the folds of the ordinary, and that one moment of awareness can change everything. In the end, the 1996 half-dollar silver coin is not just a collectible. It is a phenomenon. It is proof that even in modern times, with technology and knowledge at our fingertips, mysteries remain, waiting to reward those who dare to look closer. If you find one, remember this: do not spend it. Do not trade it cheaply.